Welcome back to Pink Turtle Soaps. For today, I'm making an acai berry soap, and it smells so good. It's very sweet, it's got that berry scent, but it's a little bit tropical too, so it was a nice switch up. I also went ahead and skipped this very first step. I've already mixed the lye water into my oils because I'm on a bit of a time crunch. I have a few different videos that I have to make today. So I just went ahead and skipped that first part. I decided last minute that I was going to add some titanium dioxide to this, so that's what I'm going to do now. And the only reason why I'm doing this is because the colors that I'm using, I'm afraid that altogether it's going to be kind of dull. And I want to avoid that, so I'm hoping that adding the titanium dioxide will just help lift those colors up a bit. Okay. And as you can see, I didn't make it like crazy bright white. It's sort of like a buttercream color. And so now I'm going to split this off into 3 containers. And I'm going to try to do so without making a huge mess. Alright, so I'm going to even these out just a little bit more. They don't have to be perfect, but I do want them to be pretty close. So the first color that I'm using is called Bluebell. And I've only used it a couple of times. And I've never added it to, well, I don't think I have. I don't think I've added it to titanium dioxide, so I'm interested to see how this color looks when it's lightened. The next color I'm using is Proud Peacock, and again, never seen it with titanium dioxide, so I'm excited to see what it looks like when it lightened up. And then the last color I'm using Raspberry Red. And all of these come from Nurture Soap. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check those out. And so now I'm just going to grab my stick blender and give these a really quick blend. Scrape down my stick blender here, and then I'm going to scrape down the sides of the container because I can see some colorant that didn't get blended with the stick blender, and it's always a good idea to make sure that all of the color is nice and incorporated. Alright, so now I'm going to add our fragrance oil, and I'm crossing my fingers that it does not rise because I really don't want to have to use the stick blender anymore. Oh man, this smells like a berry smoothie. Sort of like a mixed berry scent. It smells so good. But again, there's just something about it that smells very tropical to me. I don't know, that might just be my opinion. I'm going to go through the next 2, mix these up by hand, and I'll bring you back when it's time to start pouring it into the mold. Alright, so we have our mold, and I'm going to start with the raspberry red color. And it's thick enough that it won't mix too much, but it's still at the perfect consistency to pour. So I'm really excited to see how this one turns out. I'm going to come in with the Bluebell color now. I'll just pour a little bit of that in there. And these 2 blues are very similar, but I think that once the soap sets up, you're really going to be able to tell the difference between the 2. This one's a lot more blue. So I'm going to pour it in here. And I'm just going to alternate between these 3, so I'll just go ahead and speed that up for you. So last minute, I decided to add something on the top. Once I realized that the whole top was just going to be blue, I really felt like it needed a pop of color. So I added some poppy seeds and I added some pink Himalayan salt. So all I'm going to do now is clean up the edges, make sure that it looks nice and neat. And I'm going to spray it down with rubbing alcohol. And I'm going to let this set overnight. And in about 24 hours, I'll come back to check it. And if it's ready, I'll unmold it and we'll cut it up. So we're back the next day to cut up the acai berry soap. It's actually in the morning time, so there's nice bright sunshine coming through the window. I'll try to stand in the way of that so it's not too distracting. But this fragrance has quickly become one of my favorites. I mean, it smells so good. If you like anything berry, you are going to love this soap. I don't like to eat berries, but I love anything scented with berry. And while I had never smelled acai berry before, this one is amazing. I love it. I'm going to go ahead and cut off this first bar. It's still a little bit soft, but we're able to cut right through it. That's what the inside of that one looks like. There's a lot of blue on this end bar. And like I said, you can really tell the difference between the bluebell right here and the proud peacock. You can really see the difference between those two. And then there's the poppy seeds and the pink Himalayan salt on top there. Did not add glitter. Didn't feel like it needed it, but it needed something. Cut off another bar. Look at that one. Those swirls look awesome. There we go. My camera takes a lot of focus, but we got it going. Yeah, definitely happy with those colors. It's very fruity and tropical and very much like a berry smoothie. It smells so good. Let's go ahead and cut up the rest of this loaf. If you'd like to claim a bar for yourself, these will be available at pinkturtlesoaps.com on April 1st at 8 a.m. Be sure to subscribe to the channel because I upload a new soap making video every single Wednesday. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll